Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball discussion, Dragon Ball Super discussion at that point, or whatever you want to call it. I honestly just don't care. Anyway, MJ's here with me once again, and we're going to talk about something that is an interesting topic that I thought about today when I was just kind of knee-deep in paperwork and everything. So I haven't actually told him what it is yet. And if y'all are watching this video, probably y'all know what this is before MJ does, at least at this point, in terms of how...
I'm nervous, dude. Stop it.
Okay, whatever. I'm guys, it's been a long day. It's been like a freaking 14-hour day, so give me a little bit of break. Anyway, MJ, why don't you say hello?
Hi.
I'm not even gonna get into this right now. It's been too long of a fucking day, man.
Oh man! If you're a subscriber to the channel, you know why we're laughing.
Anyway, yeah. So I want to talk about today Hit, and we were just talking about Hit before this on the chat that we were doing before we actually started recording. I was like, hey, just open up your recorder and let's do this. Anyway, guys, I want to talk about Hit in terms of what they should have done with Hit. Because when they got to Dragon Ball Super in the tournament arc and everything, he was like, you know what? I want that cube. That's the only reason I'm here. I have all this, no one knew what he wanted. Even Champa was like, man, what could he do with that? I mean, that would be dangerous. But whatever. I just want to win this tournament. I want to do all this stuff. So he kind of just let it go. And then Hit had this battle with Goku. He ended up respecting Goku a little bit more. And then he was just like, you know what? I don't need that ship. I don't need that cube. I don't need anything. And I've always really thought that was one of those things that was really kind of weird, in my opinion. And to me, it probably would have been a better thing had Dragon Ball Super just kind of let him take the cube and then Hit just kind of disappear from the entire canon or entire story in general, where it's like, oh man, that guy was amazing, and that guy's improvement and everything, he wasn't even winded at the end of the fight, and Goku's basically dead at this point, and not dead, but his body is so malformed after all that energy and everything. No one can really step to Hit. Hit might even be, in terms of the show's own power scaling, the strongest person that we've ever seen, and potentially the strongest person who will ever exist in anything. And I feel like not having him just go drive off into the sunset and disappear forever, just being a one-off character, and having him be no, I'm going to stay in Universe 6, I'm going to do my own thing, and Goku, he's changed me like Goku changes everybody, and just kind of be that person where it's man, when is Hit going to come back? I mean, they obviously didn't want to get rid of him. They're probably going to bring him back at some point, hopefully, fingers crossed. Are we sitting on a time bomb in terms of a character that if they bring him back, they're going to have him lose to someone? And how is that possible after what we saw and how he was matching Goku every single second, wasn't even using his full potential, not his greatest techniques to kill everyone? Is he just kind of a ticking time bomb of a character, somebody who would just swoop in there, a mortal, not Beerus, Champa, Vados, Whis, Zeno, or anyone else? He's just one of those new characters that swoops in and completely, would turn the tide of any fight or anything? Or are we just never going to see him again and he just didn't want the cube and whatever? I mean, MJ, what do you think about this?
I have actually seen a while back somebody I guess he posted something, and it was making the comparison that Hit would be Namu or Nam in this Omniversal tournament, that Hit would be reduced to somebody who just gets knocked out by some force off screen, just to showcase how more dangerous this tournament is compared to the other one because of all the fighters and all the universes. And I hate that idea that if that were to happen to him, but I get what you mean when you say that. We are I really wish we kind of saw a bit more of him, or at least get some more backstory on why he didn't want to take the cube, at least. I kind of wanted him to just mention something about that. But I mean, when I look at it, I kind of do wish that I really hope, I know I'm getting a little off topic, I really hope we get some side story with him, whether it's a manga / comic that's, created just on the side for him, because he is such a cool character, and I really wouldn't want him to be wasted. I really wouldn't want that guy's idea to come fruit, which it could happen. I mean, that's not the first time they've actually made a badass just to have that badass job to the next badass to tell us, oh, Goku's in for it, in this fight. But I really hope that doesn't happen, because in terms of, I guess, just overall, this dude was a badass. He introduced new techniques. He actually has a feat of improving even faster than the science. And on top of that, the dude just had like an aura around him, keeping his hands in his pocket, silent but deadly. But anyways, just very like the dude was cool, and he was a very good addition, and in my opinion he saved that arc as far as the tournament went. Like when they started doing that whole angle, bro, where he was like, when Vegeta went blue and he looked at Vegeta and then he looked up and Goku's like, I see you watching you and I know you're watching me because I'm watching like I thought that was like so cool, that concept. Like Vegeta and Goku knew this guy was a badass, and I just love that so much about him. And I don't know where I'm going with this, but I'm gonna throw it back to you. Hit's a badass.
Hit is such a badass. I mean, guys, I know if you follow me on Twitter, you'll see this like every couple weeks. I'm just sitting around. I'm like, man, I want to see Hit, and I do like videos about this like every couple months too, where I'm like, guys, where the hell is Hit? Because like, I mean, okay, maybe it's just by default, and to be fair, I put a lot of fanboyism into Hit at this point because Hit is, to me, the coolest person this series has introduced. Up until very recently, I wasn't necessarily, I guess, sold on Black as much as I was on Hit. Just because, despite all of his philosophy and everything, I feel like Black is more of a, I don't know what you'd call it. Like, his interest at the very beginning was more fanboyism than my fanboyism for Hit. It's like a lot of people were really willing to give him the benefit of the doubt just because I think he was basically evil Goku. And I'm not saying that the series hasn't proved me wrong. I've said multiple times now that it has, and I feel like he's an amazing villain, probably up there with some of the best in Dragon Ball history. But at this point, like, Hit to me, he's just cooler. He was just cooler, and the fact that he could have been so much more. We could see a lot more from him. The fact that a lot about him is a mystery at this point. So it's just, I want to know basically more about him. I want to see him more. But at the same time, like this whole video is about, I feel like maybe keeping him around like this was somewhat of a mistake. Just because either we're never going to see him again, which would be, just an incredible shame, or like what MJ said, he's going to show up again and he's just going to get one shot. And it's going to screw up a whole lot more of the power scaling, which is Dragon Ball Super already has a huge problem with.
What do you think about that?
Point.
Mark, what do you actually think about that? Other like the power scaling from a story point of view, would you like to see that or no?
No. It's because I feel like there's more to like. To me, in terms of power scaling, in terms of the show's own logic on its own power scaling, it would be more helpful for us to see Beerus get his shit wrecked or Whis to get his shit wrecked than someone like Hit. Because Hit, to me, and just, like I've said this multiple times, Whis' own power scaling, his own very basic elementary power scaling, Hit stronger. Goku Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 10 is stronger. Like, if all that works. So my point is like, honestly, guys, like, I want everyone to basically go into the comment section, and I want you all to tell us what you think about Hit. And do you think that they should bring him back? Do you think that they should not bring him back or something? Personally, like I said in the beginning of this video, I feel like, if nothing else, they should have just let him take that cube and go off and completely disappear into space-time and all the other universes, and we never know where this guy is again. And maybe he shows up at the very end of the series or something like that, and we get another rematch or whatever. But at this point, if he's just stuck in Universe 10 or Universe 6 and that's where he wants to be and all this other stuff, personally, in my opinion, then I'm either one waiting for them never to see him again, waiting for the rematch between Goku and Hit, which would be badass, or just waiting for him to come in and get one shot by someone just because he is who he is.
I hate that, man. Oh, I would hate that, dude. Like, for them, like, to be like, hey, there's like some noise. What's going on over there? Like, there's a commotion. They go over there and like hits on the floor, and some new character, like, they do like a silhouette, like smirking, and Goku like, what? Hit lost? Like, oh, dude, I would hate that so much, dude. Fuck. That's just me though.
No. I mean, like, no. I completely agree. So, guys, yeah, I just wanted to get that out there. This is something, like I said, is a very long day for me, but I just wanted to get that out there and see what y'all have to think about this in terms of Hit and his own character, and exactly, like, do you think they should have just let him go? Do you think they should have just let him go and be who he was and do what he wants to do at this point, and never really see him again? Or is the idea, at least, or hope that we'll see him again, good enough for you? Or do you want to see him get one-shotted? Do you want to see him come in and save the day? Do you want to see a Goku and Hit rematch? I mean, all that stuff I want to see and not want to see at the same time. And it's just a very, like, mixed bag of emotions. Honestly, at this point, like I said, Hit, to me, is the coolest character this series is introduced, and not seeing him again would be a shame, but at the same time, it might be one of the best things that they could have done.
Agreed.
MJ. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, guys, definitely tell us in the comment section below. MJ, thank you for joining me like always. I know I just kind of like dragged you into this, but I thought it would just be a little bit easier.
No, man, it's an honor to work with you, man.
Yeah, like, honestly, like, man, I always like working with you too. But anyway, we're gonna wrap this up. Please go make sure to check out MJ. Don't forget to rate and comment and subscribe to me as well as him. And we're gonna catch you on the next video. Hopefully, it's a little bit more lively and everything than this. But this is a really interesting question to me. It's like, you know what, I'll make this an open question. It'll be out on one of the other days because I want to know what everyone wants to think about this. Anyway, bye, guys.